Greeting lecturer and hello all classmates. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Vathana and I'm responsible for chapter 10, the part of global economy and international trade. Here is my content. I have two main points, which are global economy and international trade, and there are several small points in these two key points as well. So without further delay, let me begin the presentation. So what is global economy? The global economy refers to the interconnected worldwide economic activities that take place between multiple countries. Let's talk about global economic characteristics. The global economy comprises several characteristics, such as first, globalization. Globalization describes a process by which national and regional economies, societies, and cultures have become integrated through the global network of trade, communication, immigration, and transportation. Due to the global economy and globalization, domestic economies have become cohesive, leading to an improvement in their performances. Second, international trade. International trade is considered to be an impact of globalization. It refers to the exchange of goods and services between different countries, and it has also helped countries to specialize in products which they have a comparative advantage in. This is an economic theory that refers to an economy's ability to produce goods and services at a lower opportunity cost than its trade partners. Another characteristic is international finance. Money can be transferred at a faster rate between countries compared to goods, services, and people, which making international finance one of the primary features of a global economy. International finance consists of topics like currency, exchange rates, and monetary policy. Last characteristic is global investment. This refers to an investment strategy that is not constrained by geographical boundaries. Global investment mainly takes place via foreign direct investment, which we call FDI. Now let's talk about the last point of global economy's benefits. There are many benefits of a global economy, which include, first, free trade. Free trade is an excellent method for countries to exchange goods and services. It also lets countries to specialize in the production of those goods in which they have a competitive advantage. Second, movement of labor. Increased migration of the labor force is advantageous for the recipient countries as well as for the workers. If a country is going through a phase of high unemployment, workers can look for jobs in other countries. This also helps in reducing geographical inequality. Another benefit is increased economies of scale. The specialization of goods production in most countries has led to the advantageous economic factors, such as lower average costs and lower prices for customers. The last benefit is increased investment. Due to the presence of global economy, it has become easier for countries to attract short-term and long-term investment. Investments in developing countries also go a long way in improving their economies as well. Okay, now move on to the second main part, which is international trade. Trade has several meanings. It can be a specific area of business or industry, such as the book trade. It can refer to a skilled occupation, such as auto mechanics. It can also refer to the people who work in a specific area of business or industry, such as construction workers. Trade is a basic economic concept involving the buying and selling of goods and services, which compensation paid by a buyer to a seller, or the exchange of goods or services between parties, most often in return for money, which I have found from Adam 2021. So what is international trade? International trade involves the exchange of goods and services between nations. and it was the key to the rise of global economy. So now let's talk about the importance of international trade. International trade between different countries is an important factor in raising living standards, providing employment, and enabling consumers to enjoy a greater variety of goods. International trade has occurred since the earliest civilization began trading, but in recent years, international trade has become increasingly important with a larger share of GDP devoted to export and import. According to the World Bank stats, it shows how the world exports as a percentage of GDP have increased from 13% in 1970 to 30% just before the financial crisis of 2008. Before ending my presentation, I have two main key terms, which are global economy and trade. Global economy is the interconnected worldwide economic activities that take place between multiple countries. Trade is a basic economic concept involving the buying and selling of goods and services with compensation paid by a buyer to a seller, or the exchange of goods or services between parties, more often in return for money. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for paying attention to my presentation. And here is my reference.